look, it is a direct adult supervision. Wow! Don't annihilate my soul.
Oh, mine's a bowl of buttocks. There you go.
That's not right. It's just make sure be walking now. Yeah. Yeah, the just given is walking. Hearing me say that like 50 times is very funny. Anyway, let's go. Item number SCP-065 object class Euclidal containment. Proceed on SCP-065 cannot be moved. It has been contained on site and site beep and established around the site beep. Has been marked as government research facility. All following civilians, unauthorized individuals, having gained access to the area to be detained, questioned, and administered to the class A cancer main must not be assigned to site beep. And all site beep personnel must undergo mandatory monthly physical evaluations, including cancer screening. This description: SCP-065 is a spherical region of space approximately 12 meters in radius located on a farm near Redact. SCP-065 was formed by the destruction of an anomalous artifact on site by the Global Cult Coalition on beep. Immediately following its initial event, the radius SCP-065 was estimated to have initially expanded to 108 meters in radius, resulting in the deaths of 11 GLC operatives and 5 civilians and containment by the Foundation. The effective radius of SCP-065 has shrunk and remained stable at the current. But SCP-065 causes abnormal transfiguration of any living organism within its area of effect. These effects include, but are not limited to regression of specialized cells to an undifferentiated stem state and spontaneous separation and fusion of undifferentiated cells, spontaneous necrosis of living tissue and reanimation of dead tissue, rapid genetic mutation of living tissue. The effects occur right proportional to the mass and complexity of the organ and plant and insect trophy. If any effect on all animals will have alterations following several days of exposure, larger animals will show harmful mutations within hours, and all human subjects exposed to the red zone have been fatally altered within approximately 15 minutes of exposure. Today, all attempts to directly observing the center of SCP-065 has failed. SCP-065 causes a form of extreme sensory confusion in all observers, but extends to recording equipment. Affected personnel reported highly distorted vision and hearing that persists for several hours and can result in severe dizziness and nausea. Addendum 065-1 researcher note on beep robotic rover designed to use so much post-sensory rather than visual or acoustic navigation managed to reach the center for SCP-065 and retrieve several objects. When pieced back together, these objects appear to be shattered fragments of a stone figure of Cockapelli, a Native American fertility deity, along with the present data obtained from the Global Occult Coalition. It appears that this artifact has been used by the civilian family to boost the yield of their farm and only came to the attention of the DLC when an investigation by the United States Department of Agriculture revealed genetic markers in the supposed organic crops are consistent with those genetically modified organisms GMO crops. The GLC attempted on-site destruction of the artifact, resulting in the creation of SCP-065. Following this incident, the GLC contacted the Foundation liaison and requested assistance in containing the resultant anomaly. Dr. Beep, Item 065- to attack documents. Following documents described from the formerly civilian farmhouse at the site. Beep, John, I hope things aren't going so well back home. I wish I could come back and help right now, but it's tough over here right now as well, and we're on the verge of some important discoveries. I know it's not much, but I found this during the trip. The man who gave it to me described it as a representation of that which is and that which might be planted by the cornfield, and hopefully it will help make ends meet. See you soon, G. Let's get some eyeball yarn. Item number SCP-066 object class Euclidean P. SCP-066 is to be kept in a tungsten carbide box in Site 21's high-value item storage facility. Once every month, this box must be manually inspected for now should be in area. Footnote: SCP-066 consistently destroys any recording devices placed inside its containment box. The damage present SCP-066 must be moved to a new box. This task is performed by a robotic arm capable of performing the task under 3 seconds description. SCP-066 is a amorphous mass of braided yarn ribbon weighing approximately 1 kilogram. Strands of SCP-066 may be taken individually and manipulated. When this is done, and not on the diatonic scale CDEF GAB is produced by the object. One set of 6 or more nodes produced. SCP-066 will produce an effect of varying nature and duration. SCP-066 will not respond to manipulation while any effect produced by it is in progress. Prior to incident, 066-2 was also included SCP-066 transformed into a small calico kitten for 17 minutes. The kitten exhibited significant friendliness and playfulness and appeared to be decoded. The song lasting 4 minutes. Acoustic guitar with vocal accompaniment by singer-songwriter Redact. To deluxe ones in Austin and not to use strap objects without parental supervision. The small cupcake chocolate with chocolate frosting on it and and a lit candle stuck in the top. Notably, the tones produced prior to this fact corresponded to the opening notes of Happy Birthday. SCP-066 became responsive after that cupcake was consumed. Incident 066 so on April 18th, 2008, D066447 was instructed to use the power of scissors to remove a portion of SCP-066 for testing. However, when he began to cut it, SCP-066 rolled 1 meter away from him before stopping and making an unidentified squeaking sound. Before he could be provided with further instruction, D066447 attempted to cut it again. SCP-066 rolled away and produced the phrase, "Are you where I can respond?" After D0666 replied in the negative, SCP-066 morphed into its present state and began emitting loud, dissonant, statical notes until D066447 was escorted from the room. After incident 066-2, SCP-066 began to exhibit behavior highly inconsistent with its previous property. SCP-066 displays significant mobility, primarily in the form of being able to move tentacular portions of itself at very high speed. While SCP-066 is either unable or unwilling to use its ability for transportation, it will occasionally attempt to damage its containment by rubbing its strand against the side of the box, directly wearing it down. This process appears to be unusually effective for the materials in consideration. Additionally, SCP-066 will automatically produce notes and effects in the presence of any theme, when regardless of whether that theme interacts with SCP-066. Process taking a minimum of 6 seconds. In the aftermath of incident 066-2, effects produced by SCP-066 have included a single bee was raised near the containment, seeing the D4436 before flying away. The bee was not captured. It is unknown how the bee survived. Beethoven's Second Symphony was played at over 140 decibels, causing permanent deafness in 3 personnel and significant hearing damage in 8 others. The room containing SCP-066 experienced a sudden and complete absence of light for 5 hours. Personnel in the room reported hearing loud breathing behind their shoulders, although no source was apparent. When it is not producing a normal effect, SCP-066 will say the name Eric constantly in a deep masculine voice. Item number SCP-067 class safe as well in the name of is well known use of the object or the subject of study. SCP-067 is stored in a felt-lined wooden box and admits to be corked and all writings are to be submitted to SCP Research Command for analysis and further experimentation. Description: SCP-067 is a fountain headed by a German supply company called Pelican at some point between World War I and II. It is pale green in color and low with a single red line going straight down the side. The shell is oak and the nib is extremely sharp, capable of piercing human skin if pressed even lightly. Though it apparently lacks a reservoir, the nib never appears to run out of fresh ink. In addition, the pen writes an iron gull link, which is suitable for artists who normally corrode typical fountain pens quickly. Researchers surmise that any subject holding SCP-067 was all autonomy of the hand and arm that grasped with full sensation and intact, with the arm below the elbow is controlled by unknown force. It is theoretically centralized with an SCP-067. One effect is that the controlled hand will start to use the pen to write detailed biography of the individual holding the pen. The biography will include such information as the person's name, age, date of birth, criminal records, fears, etc. Other times, the pen has been known to write such things in the current that happened in the person's lifetime. For example, one test subject 1204M held SCP-067. He began to write a detailed record on most vehicle incidents he had been in the year before. Later, the subject admitted that many of the details found in the account were not readily available to him at the present time, i.e. the subject had forgotten many elements found in the written work, including his previous car's license plate number, the other vehicle's colour, and so on. The subject stated that his memory of the event was so fresh in his mind during the transcription that he could taste what in his mouth. Subject holding SCP-067 has also been known to create intricate works of art, despite the subject lacking any formal art training or previous tendencies towards drawing. For example, test subject 1102F, a young woman with no previous artistic experience, was able to draw a winged creature resembling SCP Bead, described by a researcher just present as data explained by research. When subjects were asked to explain what happened when they held SCP-067, the typical response is the subject freely relinquishes control of their appendage to SCP-067 so they may complete what can impede the C-quoted response to 01. Despite being instructed not to draw or write, subjects describe feelings of empathy or admiration and cooperation with SCP-067 that causes them towards a will not their own. Quoted response 01. I don't really know how to explain it. It kind of just happened when I picked up the pen. It seemed as if my hand wasn't my own anymore. I knew I couldn't move it if I wanted to, but I chose not to because I loved the picture I was drawing. It was like my hand had life. Suddenly my hand stopped and I realized I had complete control of my hand again. I put the pen back down. I looked at the drawing and saw how beautiful. Well, I guess the pen decided it was done and almost finished when he tested experiments on beep, 20 beep. The test was done to see how the pen affected living creatures other than humans. Experiment 001. The test subject male rescues Max, age 2 years and 4 months, who previously unhealthy pen because it was fighting a standard psychological surveillance from neutral war correlation one-way observation mirrors where SCP-067 the work table on a pad of paper. Subject picked up SCP-067 in his left foot, then took it in his right hand, then take the subject and put the pen down on the paper and smelled it. After 30 seconds, subject picked up SCP-067 and began tapping it repeatedly on the table. Subject also began tapping SCP-067 on his own body. Subject then tapped SCP-067 with increasing force until ink was being splattered on its face. Subject then threw SCP-067 onto the floor. Subsequent mechanical analysis revealed no damage. At this point, subject tore a page from the pad of paper and began rubbing on the ink on his father. Continued for 3 minutes. Afterwards, the subject clutched the page in his teeth and leaped from the work table onto the ledge of the observation mirror. With such force that the table was knocked over, the subject began smearing the ink from the paper onto the observation mirror while making repeated vocalizations. Subsequent analysis revealed that 50% of vocalizations were consistent with the typical distress vocalizations of the Ruskis Maka, and 50% were unfamiliar. After 6 minutes of smearing ink on the observation mirror, the subject began tearing at the page with his teeth and claws, but dropped it before destroying more than 20% of the paper. Subject then collapsed on floor, breathing rapidly and repeating the unfamiliar atypical vocalization. Subject handled reports that once from psychological surveillance room, subject moved and improved rapidly. Subject was closely observed for 2 months following the experiment, but did not repeat the atypical vocalizations. The sheet of paper was filed away and data expunged. Item number SCP-0468 object cost safe name retrieves. SCP-068 is to be kept away from any metal and electrically resistant box, preferably made of thread. You can die that word, Teflon and rubber. Said box is to be stored in security block 26 asylum. Keys kept with Dr. Beep. Any request for testing and to be redirected to him. Description: SCP-06 that is a wire stick figure. 9.8 centimeters tall, made of an unknown metal. The figure is composed of a single wire looping back to the center. The wire itself appears to have been bent numerous times in multiple places. When an electrical current is produced with SCP-068, it becomes animate, moving about on SCP-068's joints where normal human beings would be. Once activated, SCP-068 begins to search for any metallic material. Once metal has been found, SCP-068 will begin to knead it and pull a thin strip of metal, or SCP-068 will then construct another figure similar to itself. The newly created figure will begin to knead the remaining metal alongside the original, creating new figures which in turn produce more rapid. SCP-068 will move on to its next stage after one or two requirements are met. In the first is when there are no more metals in range with enough mass to produce another figure. The other is when enough of 102 replicas are created. When either of these events occur, all figures will converge at one location and begin forming themselves into as big a figure as possible. A maximum of 102 minifigures. The resulting figure reaches 2 meters in height. SCP-068 situates itself in the intersection of the torso, arms, and head. Gamma, beta, and theta waves begin emanating from SCP-068 after this union. SCP-068 will then begin to search for metals again after attempting to create more figures, only scaled up to whatever side SCP-068 is currently at. These replicas do not emanate brainwaves like 068 does. If 068 is not on the maximum size limit after this, it will continue to create and add more figures to itself until the limit is reached. Once it has reached the second stage and there are no metals available from which to construct figures, SCP-068 returns to its normal state after 4 minutes and 32 seconds of activity. Material surrounding the original figure must be melted away in order to retrieve SCP-068. SCP-068 is capable of manipulating any metal presented to it, regardless of properties. It also appears to be impervious to any attempt to damage or destroy it. Copies of SCP-068, however, are the same properties and vulnerabilities as whatever metal they were constructed from. SCP-068 can detect metals hidden from view through another yet unknown process. While 068 will not attempt to reach metals that are too difficult to get to, it will test on anything that is soft enough for its arms to penetrate. What it considers soft enough changes depending on what 068 is shaped from at the time. Addendum 068-A, a proposal has been made to use SCP-068 to storage dangerous metal-based SCP. The Addendum 068-B, place the attack document 068-A, document 068-A. The proposal to use 068 for the disposal of dangerous metal-based SCPs has been denied. Seeing as how many, if not all, of our dangerous metal-based SCPs are also invincible, the only thing we would have is a bunch of invulnerable wire figures running about. Honestly, who even thought this up? Dr. Beep! SCP-069, object class stage, role containment trees. SCP-069 is currently impersonating former Foundation agent Beep and has a human containment site 06-3. As SCP-069 is currently on suicide watch, all requests it makes must be approved by no fewer than 2 level 3 personnel. If SCP-069 attempts to reach containment, it must be subdued using non-lethal methods. If SCP-069 dies, undercover agents are to be instructed to monitor reports of incidents in which individuals appear to have escaped sudden death, and SCP-069 is to be recontained as soon as possible. Note, despite the fact that SCP-069 is identical in all ways to Agent B, it remains an active SCP in containment and is not to be treated as a Foundation employee. Any Any request for classified information to be denied and visits from a co-worker without proper authorization and not allowed description. SCP-069 is presumed to be identity of variable appearance and gender, so an ability whenever SCP-069 is left alone with the recently deceased human body, the body will disappear, and SCP-069 will take on the appearance, mannerisms, and knowledge of the recently dead individual. Through extensive experimentation, it has been shown that SCP-069 is completely indistinguishable from the individual empath, and is matching the original individual's fingerprints, DNA, and data expunged with nearly SCP-069 retains no knowledge of its abilities or form of impersonation. SCP-069 responds normally to injury and pain, but if killed, will rapidly decay into dust regardless of any preservation that happens. SCP-069 will then re-emerge at the site of the most recent human death. There is no known maximum range to this fact, and so far as been observed and jumps up to 675 kilometers. SCP-069 can impersonate a single individual indefinitely. However, it will gain an override urge to get their life in order, including but not limited to resolving any outstanding financial or personal obligations, physically extending the family, updating their will and testament, and other acts of closure. When questioned, SCP-069 professes no driving motivation other than desire to straighten out their lives in the event they're unforeseen and real. Death. SCP-069 first came to the Foundation's attention on beep 1990 beep, following reports of one John and beep city firefighter who miraculously materialized from a 3-alarm building fire in which 2 other firefighters and 11 civilians perished. Undercover agents attached to the local authorities were notified of possible SCP when reports emerged that the firefighters' equipment had been damaged beyond recognition, and they had deemed nearly impossible for the firefighters to imagine. Approximately 3 weeks later, that then presumed John Beebe responded to another large-scale building fire, during which he entered a smoke-filled room and was never found. A single civilian was rescued from the building, again nearly unharmed despite the heavy smoke spotted within the building. SCP-069 was designated the following day and rendered into Foundation custody by members of the Mobile Task Force Site 3 body snatchers. 069-01 on beep 2000 beep agent beep. I got on duty assigned to SCP-069 was killed during the containment breach of SCP beep and subsequently impersonated by SCP-069. Although initially in denial after being informed of its identity, has been mostly cooperative after its impersonation mid-level Foundation employee. Contingencies for the use of the Foundation employees future SCP-069 uses under consideration. Addendum 069-021 beep 2000 beep. SCP-069 has committed suicide after junior researcher accidentally informed the family of Agent Beep has been told that Agent Beep was down of the subsequent reactions. Due to the massive cost of possibly having to recontain SCP-069, strict suicide watch measures are being implemented. Plans to use other deceased Foundation employees as possible impersonation targets for SCP-069 have been suspended. Item number SCP-070 object class safe for containment properties. SCP-070 is to be kept in a 10 meter by 10 meter reinforced concrete room that is to be guarded and closely monitored at all times. This room must always be well stocked with non-perishable food and water. See Document 070-1C for a complete inventory of these items, as well as basic amenities for the SCP security personnel assigned to SCP-070. They carry sticky film guns in addition to standard armaments. The structural integrity of SCP-070 containment room is to be checked twice daily. In event of excessive structural damage, SCP-070 is to be incapacitated and relocated to a nearby backup containment room as described above. The reinforced concrete room of sufficient strength is not available. SCP-070 may be temporarily contained with a cell of strong material until another concrete room can be provided. SCP-070 is to be in sedatives and painkillers on request, but no more than maximum dose, such as determined by doctor's amount. Personnel who enter SCP-070's containment room for any reason. Yeah, we just got a donation on Just Giving. Yes. Personnel who enter SCP-070's containment room for any reason must be unanswered with puncture resistant body armor. Armed guards must remain outside now of SCP-070. In case of containment breach due to some nebulas, security personnel to alert site administrator can place food and water in the apparent path of SCP-070 and making a clear zone of 25 meters around SCP-070. In any other case of containment breach or SCP-070 becomes violent during some nebulas, some personnel are authorized to link past the SCP-070 using sticky foam. Care must be taken to avoid smothering SCP-070 because SCP-070 reflexively responds violently to injury or attack. Security personnel should refrain from using lethal force, otherwise injuring SCP-070 if all possible. Description: SCP-070 appears to be a human male of Native American descent with normal appearance save for a pair of rusty metal wings emerging from its back. Each wing composed of several flat iron bars about 6 centimeters wide, connected end to end by rotating rivets to form an articulated length of metal over 2 meters long. Hanging from these bars are chains of various lengths, 22 on each on each ship with a barbed arrowhead. SCP-070 appears to have no other anomalous properties besides these. The wings of SCP-070 appear to act independently of the person they are attached to, and SCP-070 stated repeatedly that it has no control over them. However, when damage has been done to the wings, SCP-070 has shown signs of physiological stress, including sweating, reduced blood flow, fainting, squirming, and pain. The wings of the observed fall and expand, shoot out, and with its chains at high speed, both individually and collectively, and anchor its arrowheads into concrete, wood, and unlike materials. While SCP-070 has not displayed any overt hostility personnel, will often react violently to perceived threats by lashing its chains out at assailants and wrapping its chains around its body in defensive posture. The most effective means of subdual is proven to be sticky foam, non-lethal weaponry that can reliably ensnare SCP-070's chains from a safe distance. Despite their rusted appearance, the wings and chains of SCP-070 are as strong as high-quality alloy steel. However, they are also as dense as steel, and SCP-070 cannot move without normal to even reduce the weight of its wings. As yet, SCP-070 has been unable or unwilling to use its wings to facilitate human locomotion. SCP-070 spent most of its time anchored to the wall and ceiling of its containment cell, usually today. And then 070-1, Incident 070-1 on beep at 3:36, SCP-070 breach containment. Security personnel would advise that SCP-070 appeared to be asleep and wrote not to engage SCP-070 and to keep out of the way by locking and anchoring chains into the walls and ceiling in front of it. SCP-070 was able to carry itself, still apparently asleep, through Site B. SCP-070 broke into the food stores of canteen for and proceeded to gorge itself on the available food and water. Almost 19 minutes later, and apparently staged, SCP-070 returned to its containment area. At no time did SCP-070 appear to wake up. SCP-070 claimed no knowledge of the event after. It was Addendum 070-2 personal background. Interviews have revealed that SCP-070 was named Beep and is capable of reciting correct social security number for a U.S. citizen of the same name and age. SCP-070 claims to be a member of the Kiowa tribe and data expunged. SCP-070 claims to not know how the wing came to be, only remembering waking up in a scrapyard with them after taking a lot of payout the night before. Item number SCP-071 object use of containment machines. SCP-071 contains modified standard humanoid containment cell, no direct observation capabilities. Surveillance of SCP-071 may only be performed by a closed circuit video with a maximum of 60 seconds of light. Experimentation with SCP-071 may only be performed with permission from at least 2 level 4 site direct and the personnel entering SCP-071's containment area may only do so in groups of at least 4. Any personnel exhibiting unusual or compulsive behavior must be removed from the area immediately. Given a full psychiatric screening, either administered a Class C amnestic or reassigned as deemed appropriate. Under no circumstances should personnel be permitted to observe SCP-071 directly or through non-delayed surveillance. For footage or visual drawings and photographs of SCP-071 must be destroyed immediately once they are no longer needed. Description: SCP-071 is a metamorphic entity that possesses the same ability to assume a form consistent with that of its observer's strongest sexual desire. This ability is effective even through a barrier designed to prevent SCP-071's recognition of any observers, such as through close-up surveillance or one-way mirrors, but can be prevented by introducing a delay. It's a surveillance footage so that such observation does not occur in real time. SCP-071 appears to be unable or unwilling to change form without external stimuli, instead remaining in its lost form when left unobserved. There appears to be little or no limit to the forms SCP-071 is capable of assuming. See Addendum 071-01 for additional information. SCP-071 also appears to be intelligent, however, it has not shown any ability to verbally communicate, and its behavior is limited to actions which entices observers for sexual activity. It is unknown whether SCP-071 actually possesses sentience or merely mimics behavior expected by its observers. Humans subjects allowed to engage in sexual activity with SCP-071 such as rapid atrophy of muscle skeletal structure and brain function with onset occurring 1 to 2 days after contact. The atrophy persists for up to 7 days, dependent on physical therapy. A minute after onset, the subject may also suffer permanent decrease in stature, decreased organ function, decreased brain mass, and sterility. Subjects who achieve auto-gratification through masturbation via these media containing SCP-071, whether delayed or not, suffer the same effects. SCP-071 appears it came to the Foundation intention on B following data expunged due to ongoing manipulation consistent with SCP-071. With exposure to SCP-071, efforts to remove visual recordings of SCP-071 from the internet are ongoing. Addendum 071-01 research shows no SCP-071's ability to change form does not appear to be limited to normal human subjects. On B, one presented with subject D7A83. Subject SCP-071 assumed the shape of a female golden retriever. D7A83 reacted with shock and refused to proceed with the experiment, though the subject's physiological signs were consistent with a state of sexual arousal. On B, SCP-071 appears a clinical form of female cause when exposed to DA-762 medical staff confirmed a complete lack of life signs, and SCP-071 no harm from the transition later to the form of a B-year-old male subject when exposed to DA-765. Dr. B. Right, so Dad said that from 25 minutes after recording started, I should go for lunch, and that's the Alexa timer going off. That was actually pretty much perfect timing. I'm ending the stream. I'll be back after lunch.